Okay. So, hi. Good afternoon, first of all. I'm outside with Haley. She's upset because I won't throw the ball right now. I was throwing it for a little bit, and then I felt inspired to pop on today. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little agitated, a little irritated, a little not really kind of just not not knowing how I feel, but knowing that it's a little itchy, it's a little under my skin, and it's something that I have felt before. And what it's coming up around for me, I don't know if this is true for you guys, is this idea, you see the trend recently around boundaries. And I think sometimes we lose sight of boundaries, boundary setting, and this idea of communication and sending and receiving. The little guy just came out here, so I'm curious to see. Hi, buddy. So this idea around sending and receiving a no. And, it seems like simple enough, right? It seems like it should be that simple. Right? We should all be respected in our no. We should all be able to say it. We should all be able to, receive it. But let's kind of talk about being on the receiving end of a no first, because I think that's where we can sort of unwind some of this. It is chilly. Why don't you go here to get your jacket?
What?
Go get your jacket.
What?
Yep. Good. Pretending like he doesn't hear me, right? Sending and receiving communication skills, right? Oh, there he goes. He's going to go. Let me go get his jacket. So, this idea of, sending a no and receiving a no, and communication and communicating our deepest desires, and saying yes when we want to say no, and really how hard that is. It really is difficult. And the reason that it's difficult is because it's instantly personal. It's instantly, when we hear a no, it's a no to us. It's these interpersonal, interrelational experiences where we're in contact or in a conversation with somebody else, and we have offered part of ourselves as this, as a resolution or solution, or something that we really maybe very deeply heartfelt and comes from a place of pure intent, and comes from a part in our hearts where we were like, I want to offer this to you because I feel it has value. And the person on the other end has, in one way or another, basically said, nope, that doesn't resonate with me, that doesn't sit well with me, thank you but no thank you, in so many words. And it's hard to separate. It's hard to separate no's, and it's hard not to take it personal. And if you're anything like me, you end up kind of looping around it. You end up kind of feeling traumatized around this. You end up feeling like, what have I done wrong? Did I overstep my boundaries, right? Like this idea. Did I say the wrong thing? Did I do the wrong thing, right? And really, in its simplest of form, for whatever it is in that person, that they are no longer in a place of receptivity. They're no longer in a place where they can, resonate with whatever it is that you're sending out to them. And I think this is important. I think this part of it is important to identify in ourselves and in others, because it's okay. And we weren't raised knowing this. We weren't raised understanding that, yeah, it definitely hurts to hear no, but it also doesn't make us less of a person. It doesn't make our advice any less worthy just because that one person doesn't resonate with what we're offering. What they're seeking experientially wise may be different And whether we're right or wrong becomes completely irrelevant. This becomes a lesson in, and an opportunity to kind of see, okay, where, what is my value? What is my worth? And it's not in this person's rejection. It is separate from. These things are separate from each other. But we can't do that. We can't always feel that truth. So that's one end of it. And I want to be clear here. And what I'm saying is, if you're feeling rejected today, if you're feeling like you kind of got knocked off your path, if you're feeling like you aren't making headway in your personal life, in your professional life, and you've offered the best parts of yourself only to be told no over and over again, it doesn't mean to stop. Those are two different things. Hearing no from someone doesn't mean stop. Furthermore, it means keep going, keep finding new ways to communicate the ideas that you have in your head, keep finding new ways to communicate your truth. And those who will resonate with you, those who want to receive, what it is you have to offer in its truth and its wholeness and its importance and its potency, those are the people you will begin to understand who's on your side, who is it that is with you in this exchange, and who are those people that are like, yeah, you know what, I feel that this is, what you're saying is important to me. Now, on the opposite end of this is this sending a no and people overstepping their bounds that way, right? Oftentimes we as sensitives or as empaths, if you identify that way, or just as people, right? Sometimes we hear no and we pack it up and we walk away very quickly, very easily. We don't want to extend ourselves. We don't want to bother ourselves more than we don't want to spend time on people who have a different vision than we do. But yet, when we say no, that no is not always honored, or it's honored slightly, or it's accepted partially in truth, or it's like, okay, I've heard your no, but I'm going to badger you until I get a yes. I feel your no, but I'm going to do what I need in order to get the result that I want from you. And I think this is where no and the communication of no and boundaries get so sticky, because, right, that person is taking it personal, where we're trying on our end to learn not to take a no personally, that person in the opposite direction is taking our no to heart, is taking our no, like, for whatever reason we've said no to whatever it is, and we as empaths don't want to hurt anyone, don't want to hinder their belief of their self-worth or their growth or whatever. So we're often likely to eventually be worn down to the point where we're saying yes when we want to say no. So when it comes to communication, when it comes to sending and receiving no, please know that, one, there's always room to learn and relearn this from different avenues, from different angles, from different perspectives. And you are completely safe to learn to say no, to continue to learn to say no, saying no different ways, and to assert yourself and to stand your ground and to find new ways to set those boundaries in a way that keeps you safe instead of being forced into a yes when you want to say no. And I hope this helps today. It's come up for me in my life. So I felt compelled to share. I felt like, hey, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not the only one going through, the boundary, relearning, right? Over and over and over again. We relearn our boundaries because they change all the time. We change all the time. Therefore, our boundaries become different all the time. And it's completely normal. It's completely natural that we have to kind of revisit these spaces. Doesn't mean anything's wrong with us or the other person. It's just an invitation into your communication, and communication where it specifically pertains to your no, or your no way, or your hell no, or your oh, thank you, or oh, maybe next time. Whatever it is, whatever degree you're learning the edges of how you communicate your no. So that's it today. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're liking what you hear, if you like these videos, please feel free to comment and share. Press that like, subscribe. Oh, did you see? I just freaked out over like a gnat. So silly. Like, subscribe, and share to the Mommy Healer on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and also find me on Patreon as the Mommy Healer. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you soon.